So let's talk about it for a moment, Crypto Cash Flow family. Why does comparison create bad trades? You know how the saying goes, right? The comparison is a thief of joy, especially in cryptocurrency. Because if you're just coming into this space, or even if you've been here for quite some time, we all have our up periods, we all have our down periods, but everything you see online is not real, especially on X or YouTube or Facebook, wherever anybody is posting their profits and losses. Now, some screenshots are real, but if you're looking at other people's screenshots at the profit that they've made, and then telling yourself that you should be at that level also, you're in the right mindset. You should be at that level, but you can't expect yourself to just instantly jump to that sort of success, right? Because what you don't see, it's much like, looking at celebrities or anybody that has achieved anything great, right? You're looking at the end result. You're not looking at what actually was taking place to get to that point. You're not looking at the late nights. You're not looking at the study sessions. You're not looking at the bad trades. You're not looking at the times where money was lost. You're not looking at where setups were not correct at that time and where faith was wavering and then they just continue to persevere. And that's the situation that you have to put yourself in. More so, the mindset that you have to put yourself in is that in order to get to that point, work is required, right? So as it pertains to you and your cryptocurrency journey, you are not to compare yourself with anybody here. In fact, that's going to just rob you of opportunities that may come your way and mess with your overall bias and your thesis that you may be thinking about whatever coin or project that you're looking at that time, or even if it's just one chart that you're looking at that time. It's happened to me. I've done it many times as well. I've looked at somebody else's stuff and I've been like, damn, you know what? I want to be there. And then that involved me, or that took me anyway, to taking bad trades or putting money into places where I knew I shouldn't have been buying at. But there's just something about that FOMO, that fear of missing out, where you just feel that you have to just be a part of that thing versus just being patient. I'll tell you, being patient 9 times out of 10 in cryptocurrency has paid me deliciously well. Just being patient, simply just waiting for the opportunity to come to you versus forcing the opportunity. And that's what I mean, that comparison is a thief of joy. Because in cryptocurrency, people make a lot of money. People make anywhere from $10,000, $100,000 on trades, $1 million on trades. And you feel that you're not doing enough. Well, I have a question for you. What do your pockets look like, right? You don't need a whole bunch of money, but I'm saying, like, what do your pockets look like compared to that person? Because if you have a ton of money and a liquidity, right, you can throw money at just about anything in this market and more than likely make money. Now, that's not true in all cases. There's going to be situations where you do lose, right? And you have to ante up to those losses. But if you are looking at somebody else's stuff and saying that that should be me, aspire to do great. But don't try to instantly teleport yourself into those moments, because it's going to create bad situations for you. You're going to rush trades. You're going to feel FOMO. You're going to put money in places where it doesn't necessarily need to be. When our goal in cryptocurrency is to make every single dollar work for us at the end of the day. Every single dollar. Just like in The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, he says that you're supposed to be building up your golden army, right? Your golden army meaning your money. And that money is supposed to be working for you. And that's why here at Crypto Cash Flow, we always suggest that you just shave some profits off of the table if you're in a good situation. Or if you feel it inside of your gut and you're looking at an opportunity and nobody's around to advise you, there's no other opinion, there's no other thoughts other than your gut feeling telling you that this is a good decision, then you need to put into practice by using that. I mean, you need to put that into practice by using that muscle and disciplining yourself by taking those risks, right? Now, I'm not saying just throw money into the market. Everything needs to be managed. If you're not using risk management in cryptocurrency, then you're going to lose more than anything else. You need to have calculated losses, right? We follow the rule of 1%. So if you're trading, let's say, for example, with like $10,000, then you are not to lose more than $100 on any given trade. Anything more than that, I mean, you can do like 1 to 3% risk. But if you're just starting out, 1% risk is going to keep you extremely disciplined. It's going to take you through the repetitions of what you need to be focused on, which is profiting and winning more than your losses, right? Because in cryptocurrency, most people, like, they don't make money here because they focus so much on the losses. There's going to be losses. That's just the probabilities of the market. You're not going to have a 100% hit rate, or else everybody, would be rich around here, right? We'd all be billionaires. We'd all be on our yachts, flying that Crypto Cash Flow flag, doing our thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the way that it goes. You're going to have losses. So what you need to be doing, instead of comparing yourself to other people and looking what other people are doing, is focus on yourself. What do you need to improve? Do you need to increase your bankroll? Do you need to research more? Do you need to study more? Do you need to be on the charts more? Do you need to be looking at different projects and narratives and trying to compound your cash across those things? What is it? I don't know what it is. There's so many things that you can do in cryptocurrency. So I'm not speaking at any one person. I'm just talking to that spirit or that idea that you need to compare yourself to somebody else. I know a lot of people who do that on a daily basis, and they just keep replaying that story over and over and over and over and over inside of their head. And then they wake up every single day and wonder why they don't get results. Well, you're not focused on you and your strategy. You're focused on what other people are doing and trying to replicate those results. You can get those results, but you have to lock into what you need to be doing. Like for me, for example, right? When I was first starting out in trading, I had no idea what I was doing. I wanted those results. I wanted what other people were doing. I wanted to draw the trend lines, draw my zones, draw the counter trend lines, right? And then trade those different things, but I didn't know what they were. I didn't know how to trade those things. I didn't even know what the candlesticks meant or even what the wicks meant at the end of the day. So what I had to do was go back. I had to study. I had to meticulously write a bunch of things down. I had to take a lot of notes. I had to go through that. And then I had to get on the chart and then actually execute those things so that way I could get those results. I can't compare myself to somebody if I'm not putting the same work in that they are, right? I'm not as disciplined as them. I'm not being as repetitive or consistent as they are. I had to wake myself up and go do different things. And it's the same thing for you. I don't know what that thing is. I don't know. It could be some of the things that I just mentioned just now. It could be studying more. It could be just taking a breather, just being out of the market, right? Because that mindset of just like holding until this thing just does whatever it's going to do, it's ridiculous. That's what I was going to say. But you have to set a goal for yourself. Like, what is it that you want? How much money do you want? It's easy to say, yeah, I want hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah, I know I'm going to have millions of dollars and this and that. But that's not pinpoint enough. That's not precise. That's just, I wish, I hope. Maybe this will happen. But what is it exactly that you want? Because Brian Tracy says that you have to write your goals down in a singular format. You have to put a time and date on it. You have to put an exact amount and visualize that every single day, what you want and what you're going to go after. So comparison is the thief of joy, you all. I know I keep saying that, but it truly is. Stop looking at what other people are doing and look at what you have right in front of you, right? I can't remember exactly where this story was. I know it's in Think and Grow Rich. Maybe it was in the original version, but I was reading another version of it. But basically, he was talking about your acres of diamonds, right? And if you haven't heard that story, it's about a South African farmer, basically. I may not get this right. Correct me in the comments once again if I don't. But he's a South African farmer during the diamond rush, and he's hearing about the diamond rush and he wants to get rich as well. And what he ended up doing was he had a whole bunch of land that he ended up selling that land, grabbing his tools, and then went for the rest of his life searching for diamonds. And he never hit it. He never hit gold, or in this case diamonds. He never hit the jackpot. So he got frustrated, he got angry, he got mad, and he ended up tying a rock around his neck and then threw himself into a river and he drowned. Now, before he did all of that, right, he sold his land to somebody else. And that person one day was going into his land. He saw a river that crossed across his land, and he saw a diamond there, a big rock that ended up being a diamond. I believe that it ended up being one of the biggest diamond mines in existence. The moral of that story is the work that you are currently engaged in right now, you need to mine out those opportunities and stop looking for all these different golden shiny objects out here. There's so many different ways to be distracted. There's so much noise out there. But what you have to do is hone in on what you are currently doing. Write these things down. What are you good at? What are your skill sets? What can you improve on in what you are doing right now? Because your acres of diamonds, your riches, are more than likely going to be found in the work that you are currently engaged in. Now, that may not necessarily be the truth all the time, right? Because a lot of people don't know what their niche is. A lot of people don't know what they want to do. And as it pertains to cryptocurrency, a lot of people don't know how to invest. A lot of people don't know how to trade or how market cycles work or really how to operate themselves in this market. So in your case, you would have to improve yourself. Like we were talking about earlier, you have to study and you have to get the skill set and then take it to the market, apply that skill set, and then get results from that. But as it pertains to this story right now, more than likely the work that you are engaged in is going to give you the results that you want. So I'm going to end it right here. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Go look in the mirror and know that you are that man. You are that woman. You are a king. You are a queen. And you can get anything and everything that you want out of life, especially in cryptocurrency, if you do it correctly. And on that note, doing it correctly, we have a free school. If you go to the comments below, there's only going to be one link there. It's free to join. Come join us. Whether you're new, whether you're intermediate, whether you're advanced at cryptocurrency, there's something to learn. We have a lot of gems, a lot of golden nuggets in there. We have raving testimonials inside of there of people who have gotten a lot of different results from Crypto Castle in our training. You know, we take you from ground zero all the way up to the freaking sky. You know what I'm saying? Roller coaster speed. That's right. All the way up there. No, I'm goofy. But yeah. Go ahead and join the school down there, y'all. We would love to have you inside of the Crypto Cash Show family. And I hope that you all got value out of this video. Do not compare yourself to anybody else because you are a one of one in life. All right, go ahead. Join the school community. We want to see you inside of there. Learn something new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.